Boom shakalaka, this shocking chart is about to change the way you see everything for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including the one chart that is going to change everything for how you interpret what's going on right now. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, come join us on Twitter at Crypto Love. Push that like button. Now today, fear and greed. We are still in fear. The past couple days right now at 46, down from neutral where we were for pretty much the entire last month. The overall market pretty much sideways. Bitcoin at 25,925, Ethereum at 1739, BNB at 249, XRP 51 cents, Cardano 27 cents, Dogecoin 6 cents, Tron 7 cents, and Solana $15. And the top altcoins to scoop up at a significant discount based on AI like artificial intelligence, like ChatGPT, but using artificial intelligence would be Aave, VeChain, Cosmos Hub, Phantom, and Caspa. And you too can check out Token Metrics for yourself. There's a free trial down in the description. Now, Bitcoin right now continuing to go sideways in this little wedge we can see right here from this short-term downtrend that we've been in since the middle of April and this long-term uptrend we have been in since December. We will have a breakout within the next week by June 20th. Up or down, who's to know? You can see there is a death cross right here on the 50 and 100-day moving average. And the last time we did break below this green line, the 100-day moving average, we did go all the way down to this orange line, the 200-day moving average, before bouncing back. So right now, that level is about $24,000. Now there is a new line on my chart. You can see this big orange line right here. I had the idea to put this on here because it has been noted that the fair value of Bitcoin for the next halving, which is in April 26th of 2024, is $40,000. Well, if we know that, and if we know the bottom, which occurred back here on November 21st, well, we can plot a line that would take us from that bottom to the fair value in April, which I marked with this rocket ship, $40,000 right there. And guess what? Bitcoin is still above that line. That line today is at $22,400. So anytime that Bitcoin is above there, well, it's just maintaining that trend line. If Bitcoin dips below there, amazing buy opportunities. Now, that being said, that's just my theory on things, because for the most part, the whole entire world thinks there's this crazy, insane recession coming. Retail money market funds continue to rise aggressively. You can see a very sharp rise recently. Sharp rises often precede recessions, as seen in the dot-com bubble. Remember that one. The financial crisis. Remember that one. COVID-19. Geez, does anyone still talk about that anymore? Yeah, remember all of those. Well, not only that, but right now, all of crypto Twitter right now is saying Bitcoin is showing such weak correlation with the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's going up, Bitcoin's going down. Meanwhile, if we actually take a look at the numbers, the correlation coefficient remains very strong at a 0.85 positive correlation. That's 85 out of 100%. Yeah, it seems like less because for a while it was close to 100%, but right now 85%, just a little catching up to do. Pretty much par for the course. Right now, Bitcoin is right at a super confluence zone. Like I mentioned, coming into contact with support we have had since December of last year. In addition to a downtrend, we'll kind of have to see if the price goes up, if the price comes down. Also have the 50 SMA and the stochastic indicator bottoming. So super confluence right now. Will Bitcoin be supported as everything would indicate, or are we going into new territory? Well, until Bitcoin breaks below 23.5, it doesn't really matter. For months now, we have been trading in this range between 23.5 support and 35,000 resistance. Anything aside from that is just going sideways, and Bitcoin will likely continue to go sideways because now is the most boring period in the markets. However, we did just have a very, very exciting blue bar printing right here. The last time Bitcoin was above the 20 EMA, this blue line right here, and 2 bars were seen on the Bollinger Bands with profile was back in 2016. Now there are 2 bars here, but Bitcoin was below the 20 EMA at that point. And there was one bar here while Bitcoin was above, but we're saying 2 bars printed and Bitcoin above the 20 EMA. Well, this was right before the 2016-2017 bull run where Bitcoin went up 3,200%. That's 32x. That was the last time this happened. So probably nothing, but keep an eye out for that because a lot of people still, gosh darn pessimistic. I mean, Bitcoin is still up on the year, but people are pretty darn pessimistic about the price going down. Being stuck in the old bear market frames is not only wrong from a factual, technical standpoint, it also pushes traders to ignore the best buying opportunities. The missed rallies are often the biggest regrets. Focus on the facts. The bull run is here. With us being above this 200-day moving average, we are still in the bull run despite it being difficult, which brings us to this chart. Very, very interesting chart when you compare this with the next few charts to come. Looking at the transfer volume of 10 million or more, multiple inflows into Binance in the past 10 days, roughly 10,000 Bitcoin moving into Binance over the past 10 days. Now, why? Well, I don't know who would be depositing that much other than one interested party. And it is interesting to note that the same thing happened with the SVB collapse back in March. And look at what happened to Bitcoin price. Rocketed upwards. So when that happens, when banks fail, Bitcoin price does go up, which likely could send price, especially if there is one party who's putting all of their cash into Bitcoin because they're afraid of what's going to happen when their bank collapses. Also pair this with these upcoming charts. There's a real shift in accumulation distribution for Bitcoin whales. We can see parties with greater than 10,000 Bitcoin are here up top. Blue means they're buying. Red means they're not interested. Okay? Well, 10,000 Bitcoin whales are starting to go into equilibrium. We can see going from a deep blue to kind of a pale blue, slowing accumulation. Similar period to January 2023. Right back here, have they finished accumulating? Good question. Well, what happened in January 2023? The whales bought the entire bottom, slowed down accumulation, and then price rocketed from the bottom, 15,000, to roughly $25,000. Once they were done buying it up, well, they pumped the price. Well, look at this. As prices have been coming down, whales have been buying up Bitcoin in 2 phases, kind of like we saw here. 2 phases of buying. Well, they're starting to slow the second phase. Could it be about time for Bitcoin to pump? Well, according to the Bollinger Bands, yes. The Bollinger Bands have never been tighter on the 3-week crypto total market cap. They came close when the price was here in the second half of 2020. Historic volatility likely on the horizon. The longer things go sideways, the more significant pump we're going to have. The last time the Bollinger Bands, we can see the width profile down here on the bottom. The last time it was this close, and this is actually closer than it was back then, was right before Bitcoin went from just under $10,000 to over $70,000. So you have to ask yourself, are you part of the smart money? Had mentioned the BTC Oscillator last year because it's a great tool to buy the bottom of Bitcoin. It worked in 2015 when it flashed green. It worked in 2018 when it flashed green. It also worked in 2020 when it flashed green. All these times were significant buying opportunities for Bitcoin. Now, it was signaling the bottom at $15,000 if you bought that. But if you didn't, guess what? Flashing green once again, stating that this is an amazing buy opportunity. And just to confirm that, the 3-week RSI buy and sell zones. As Bitcoin price drops and mostly goes stagnant, price is starting to make a small return for the buy zone of the 3-week RSI. Could be a very brief opportunity, especially after what we were seeing with significant moves coming, potentially backed by whales and bank collapses. You don't want to squander this opportunity. The 3-week RSI will visit the danger zone again, but will you be here to see it? Right now we are in the buy zone. May not last long before we get to the danger zone, which correlates with tops. So right now we are still in bottom territory, may not last long, especially with the looks of some significant moves on the horizon. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.